Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is the join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. Well, Esther Lungu, the former First Lady, seems to be having more court cases piling up. So she's been summoned again as of this evening, right before the end of the day. She received another summon by one of the investigative wings, and these are the details in the summon that she received. So former First Lady Esther Lungu requested to appear before Drug Enforcement and Anti-Money Laundering Office as a legal counsel requests a change of date. Lusaka, 25th July 2024. So former First Lady Esther Lungu has been issued with a formal notice to appear before a Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, Anti-Money Laundering Investigation Unit. For the notice was issued under a section, and then they quote the constitution there, that requires Mrs. Lungu to report to the Drug Enforcement Commission. The notice was delivered on July 24th, 2024, and was received by Mrs. Lungu's office at 15:16 hours on the same day. However, due to scheduling conflict, Mrs. Lungu legal team requested rescheduling of the meeting. In a letter addressed to the Drug Enforcement Commission, Mrs. Lungu counsel Makebi Zulu advocates explained the reasons for the unavailability. The letter indicated that the legal team could only discuss the notice of Mrs. Lungu or with Mrs. Lungu in the morning of July 25th. And both key members of the legal team were occupied with other commitments. Given these circumstances, Mrs. Lungu's legal team has written proposed a new date for the meeting with the drug enforcement officers. They suggested 30th July 2024, preferably in the morning, as a more suitable time for Mrs. Lungu to appear and accompanied by a counsel. The data expressed regret for any inconvenience caused by the unavailability and affirmed that Mrs. Lungu's commitment to cooperate with the Drug Enforcement Commission. The Drug Enforcement Commission has yet to respond to a proposed rescheduling. So that's what's going on with regard to the Lungu family. So they could be expecting tomorrow. But as you've seen from that notice, Makebi Zulu advocates have appealed or written back to DEC requesting for a new date for that hearing of that case. So that's what's going on. Esther Lungu is expected to be there. What is Chief Government spokesperson was busy today. Cornelius Mweetwa was on radio, Hot FM, Hot Seat, and he was addressing a number of issues that have been trending in the past couple of days, responding to them, pretty much doing his job as expected. That's a good thing. So some of the highlights that came from that. This is Thomaso commenting as he was listening to the radio program. Thomaso is also popularly known as Difficult, the comedian, and currently the Mnadi constituency aspirant MP. He's even stood in 2021 and intends to stand again. So saying Mweetwa Akava Kuli Pizi, that's a presenter on Hot FM. He says power hot seat. Hot FM, and then you share the radio station's frequency there. He's now merely producing sound and yet speaking nothing. So that's what those are the views that Thomaso shared as he was listening to the program. He went further to say, hospitals ran out of drugs. We spoke until we got tired and stopped talking. Then people have the audacity to say she was hardworking. He's still referring to Sylvia Masovo's situation there, to say at some point there was a shortage of drugs in hospitals, and him and other people were talking about it until they got tired, and then referring to Cornelius Mweetwa's interview this morning, to say where he referred to Sylvia Masovo as hardworking. And so that's what he was responding to there. This is still Thomas Palo. He went further to say, it's time Maisha chooses between siding with the defunct, his defunct cabinet, or the people of Zambia. So he is referring to President Hakainde Hichilema, to say, now the choice is between choosing to side with the people of Zambia or his defunct cabinet. This is still difficult given his 2 cents with regard to Cornelius Mweetwa's appearance on Hot FM. And then one of the conversation that seems to have come out of that interaction of Cornelius Mweetwa on Hot FM was with regard to the issue where the public has always been requesting that President Hakainde Hichilema discloses his assets. And then Cornelius Mweetwa addressed the issue head on. He did not leave it hanging. Because if you remember, even Musa Mwenya, the one who was former chairperson for the board that was dissolved of the Anti-Corruption Commission, said it is necessary for all public officials to declare their assets prior to, taking up a public office, and then afterwards, so that people can evaluate where certain wealth is coming from. So Cornelius Mweetwa responded to that. This was on Kalemba, and they caught him to say, the current law does not permit the president of Zambia to declare his assets publicly. So if you want him to declare, call for a change of constitution. That's Mweetwa, he says. So according to Cornelius Mweetwa, according to our constitution in Zambia at the moment, there is no place where that requires that President Hakainde Hichilema declares his assets. Hence, he has not done that. So if you want to compel President Hakainde Hichilema to declare his assets, let's go and change the constitution. That was his response there. And then someone, Wisdom Siluamba, in the comment section, a response to Cornelius Mweetwa, for the sake of transparency as well as to show true servantship leadership, as His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema like to be referred to. Secondly, this declaration of assets can redeem or convict anyone who's used ill-gotten wealth or accused of corruption. So someone says, in as much as what Cornelius Mweetwa was saying, the declaration of assets will help exonerate any accusations that may follow President Hakainde Hichilema or anyone else that leaves office there. But according to the stance from government or chief government spokesperson, President is not required to declare his assets. So that's where things stand with regard to that. Nothing compels President Hakainde Hichilema to declare how much he is worth according to our constitution. What else did he say? He went further to say, this is still Cornelius Mweetwa. These are extracts from the radio program that he had. So Chief Government spokesperson Cornelius Mweetwa says, there is no way President Hakainde Hichilema would fire a minister based on public outcry. Nothing, public outcry. Noting that he can only fire when investigations have been done. Speaking on Hot FM Hot Seat today, Mweetwa stated that the hiring and firing of ministers is upon the president, who is also well informed. So that was, he went further to say, he said President Hakainde Hichilema is well informed with concrete information and not public opinions, stating that what the public may think is the case may not be the truth. That is Mweetwa speaking. If leadership were to be easy, at the moment there is, if leadership were that easy, at the moment there is public outcry, he fires, then he would be firing every day. The president is well informed, not by the people, he says, but what is on the ground. So that's the situation where he was justifying why the president has not fired Sylvia Masovo. He went further to say, we cannot inquire why he makes such decisions. He doesn't just decide he has to invest effort and time. He has also been informed. It takes time to investigate. So don't think that you just fire because you want a certain minister to be fired. There's investigations to be done. He went further to say. So pretty much he was repeating himself there. Let me see what else he says here. And with regard to the shuffle, so yes, Mweetwa stated that the president does not need approval from the public on why he should reshuffle or hire ministers. He further added that the shuffling of ministers should be viewed as a positive, as it does not mean that the president has lost confidence in a certain minister. I wouldn't want to criticize the reshuffle as the president losing confidence in a minister. There is no requirement that the president must tell us why he's appointing a certain person. He is a listening president, and he reshuffles to rekindle public confidence in that minister. The president does not appease friends. Appease friends. He will not take an action that is because people have spoken. So pretty much he's saying that whatever the public is saying there, that's not what President Hakainde Hichilema is listening to. That's the overall outcome of what Mweetwa was stating there, to say the president is not required to explain when he makes any reshuffle to cabinet ministers, nor does he need to explain himself. That was his response to that. What else did he say with regard to the president of hiring and firing? So some of the highlights from Mweetwa's speech. Let's say there's a lot that let me pick some highlights. So government has not constructed any hospital in the Central African Republic, contrary to fake information being peddled. So if you remember, this was published by EFF president, what's his name? Kasonde Mwenda, where he was alleging to say the UPND is constructing a hospital outside Zambia. So that was what Mweetwa was responding to, say no such infrastructure is being constructed in the Central African Republic, either by President Hakainde Hichilema or by the UPND government. Those are false allegations and false information. In response to that, what else is in the news? What is difficult, Thomaso said, we need an independent anti-corruption watchdog to oversee and investigate the activities at Anti-Corruption Commission. The watchdog's role will be to conduct meta investigations, examine examine the integrity and effectiveness of the Anti-Corruption Commission investigations. The current Anti-Corruption Commission does not inspire or give confidence to the general public. It has lost its credibility. Then he signs it off. Thomaso, Kombon, President and Uka National Youth Chairperson. So that's the news, ladies and gentlemen.